Good evening, Rambler fans, and welcome to Rambler Sports Locker. I am Fredo, and today we welcome one of our newest members, Isra, to the desk.
Thank you, Alfredo. My name is Isra El Halawani. It feels good to be here. Let's get started with some Rambler Sports.
The men's basketball team lost their fourth straight game after getting beaten by number 12 Wichita State 58-47 on Wednesday. Guard Fred Van Vliet scored a career high of 27 points while Devon Turk led the Ramblers in scoring with 9 points. The Ramblers hung around for most of the first half, lying the game at 12 around the 10-minute mark, and the half ended with Loyola trailing by just 6 points, 29-23. However, the Shockers showed why they are a top 25 team on the second half. Ron Baker and Van Vliet warmed up from long distances, and Wichita State went on a 9-0 run to extend their lead to 44-30. The lead proved to be too large to overcome, and the Ramblers never got closer than 9 points. For the rest of the game. Loyola now has a 3-6 Valley record and now has fallen to the 6th in the MVC standings. The Ramblers will pursue their fourth conference victory this Saturday at 1 p.m. as they host Illinois State in Gentle Arena.
Moving on to better news. The number one volleyball team in the nation still remains number one after this past weekend playing away at Penn State and St. Francis. Thomas Jaski fired 21 kills in Loyola's first win against number 15 Penn State. It was a fiery first set as the two teams were tied at 26-26. A point later, Cody Caldwell chalked one of his 19 kills, ending the game at 28-26. The Lions were able to win the third set, but again, Caldwell came down with a kill that sealed Loyola's victory in the fourth set. Their win streak continued into the next night, although St. Francis gave them quite a scare. Caldwell fired a match-high 22 kills against St. Francis, but the Red Flash won the first set to win 25-22, marking the first time Loyola has trailed during a match this season. The second set was a win for the Ramblers, but the much lower-ranked Red Flash gave Loyola all they could handle as the match continued for 5 sets. The Ramblers stayed undefeated thanks to Jaski's back-to-back kills that helped them pull away in the fifth set. This weekend, the Ramblers play at home against Sacred Heart and Barton College. Be sure to go out and support the national champions.
Wait, Isra, I think I'm seeing double.
No, Alfredo, you're just seeing the twin cheerleading captains. Blake Keller got to meet up with them at practice.
Carly and Kelsey Mazer are nearing the end of their final season on the cheerleading squad.
Go Ramblers, we're coming to the games when we don't go here anymore, and we're going to be checking on you guys. We'll be loud in the stands.
After 3 coaches within the past 4 years, the twin co-captains believe the team is at their highest skill potential with their new coach, Dinah Johnson.
Since we've been here, we're now on our third coach, so the coaches have changed and progressively gotten better. Like, our coach now is the best we've ever had, and I think that the team has also gotten better. When we first got here, it was really weird. Skill-wise, our team's better, way better than 4 years ago.
Coach Johnson is a 3-time collegiate national champion cheerleader from Indiana University. She has realized why she not only loves the sport of cheerleading, but why she loves coaching it.
I really enjoy fixing problems. That's something that I've always loved to do. I'm going to school for it and want to be a counselor. And with cheerleading, there's like it's like a puzzle, having to figure out what works well, who works well with who, and what different things you need to do to make certain stunts and skills hit. And I love fixing the problems and fixing the issues and finding the issues and making things work. And I don't know, that's what I've always loved about cheerleading, and I've just now realized how much I really do love coaching.
Coach Johnson is blessed to have 2 strong leaders to help her transition into her new position.
As much as they look alike, they're 2 very different people.
No, we're actually not related, and we just met today. Just kidding.
It's really nice to have different personalities in a leadership role that can sort of work out any issues that they might have or any differences they might have that kind of would represent the differences that any girls on the team would have about a situation.
Yeah. She's a more leader at practice. I'm more of a leader in cyberspace.
For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Blake Keller.
Go Ramblers!
Wow, that's twice as special. You can see the Twins in action at the men's basketball game this Saturday at 1 p.m. in Gentile.
From the women on the sidelines to those who play on the court, the women's basketball team looked for their first conference win last Sunday, and they hosted. Turnovers were the story of the game, as the Ramblers and Braves combined for 38 miscues. Despite the struggles, the Ramblers opened up the game with a lead and were up 15-9 thanks to a Destiny Washington jumper. The Ramblers ended the first half with a 23-19 lead thanks to Taylor Johnson and her team-high 14 points. The second half was dominated by the Bradley Braves, who shot 44% from the field. Whitney Tinjum put up 15 points and 14 rebounds, while Tanya Sims chipped in another 10 and 7 as the Braves built a 44-37 lead. Sam Lambringstrain and Taylor Manuel sparked a Rambler comeback as the Ramblers got the score at 46-45 thanks to Molly Crosby capitalizing on a huge second chance opportunity. After a missed free throw, the Ramblers had the last shot of the game, but Becca Smith was called for an offensive foul and ended the comeback. The women's basketball team looks to end their losing streak this Friday as they travel to Carbondale, Illinois to face the Southern Illinois Salukis. Now, the women's basketball team might be struggling this year, but freshman Sam Lambringstein has played very well early in the season. Let's hear the keys to their success in this week's timeout.
I'm here with Sam Lambringstein, freshman on the women's basketball team. How are you doing today, Sam?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Sam, you've had a great start to your freshman season. What can you attribute to your early successes so far?
Well, all of the freshmen have had high expectations to play a lot, so I knew that coming in. So I've just tried to play my game, but I also had to adapt to this high level. So I've had to do a lot of things different, like I can't go to the basket as much, so I have to shoot more. So that's a big thing that I've had to change.
Has there been anyone on the team that has mentored you and pulled you through this process?
Yeah, there's definitely a few I could mention. One is Tizzy or Taylor Manuel, and one is also Becca. They're both really inspirational, and they know how to motivate people, especially the freshmen.
And although you've had a great start to your season, the team has struggled a little bit. What do you think you guys need to do down the stretch to increase your performance here?
I think the real problem with us is a lot of times we play a really great half or even a little more than a half, but we can't seem to put 40 minutes together, like total. So I think that's a really big thing we need to focus on. And in the Bradley game on Sunday, that was the closest we've got to playing a full 40 minutes. So I think we're on the right track.
What do you think you need to do going forward to increase your consistency and really pull you through a 40-minute game?
I think definitely we need to be intense the whole time, because sometimes if we get down a little bit or even if we get up, we stop being as intense as we were. So we just need to be intense the whole time, and we also need to keep working the ball around instead of sometimes when things get tough, we try to go one-on-one more. So if we just play a team game.
Is there any games that you're looking forward to coming up here?
Well, on my birthday, we play Indiana State here, so that'll be fun. But I'm also really excited to go to Wichita, because we were only down by 2.5 here, so I really want to play that again.
Great, and good luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, guys, and back to the desk.
The Ramblers will try to get their first conference win this weekend when they play the Salukis in Southern Illinois.
This week marks the beginning of the treasured Baseball Hall of Fame, which features baseball's greatest players who have left their mark on the baseball diamond over the years. Over to Lydia Deku with This Week in History.
This week in 1936, the Baseball Hall of Fame announced its first 5 members, inducting Ty Cobb, Walter Johnson, Chrissy Mathewson, Babe Ruth, and Honus Wagner. The Clark Foundation in Cooperstown, New York, had plans to open a museum honoring baseball and its history. They also hoped to attract tourists and boost the city's economy during the Great Depression. Hoping to gain more support for the opening, the foundation encouraged the myth that an Officer Abner Doubleday, a Cooperstown native, created baseball. While untrue, the appeal was used as a marketing tool to show the museum's potential success at honoring the sport's great men. In the past 79 years, 310 players, managers, umpires, and executives are in the Hall of Fame. Executive Effa Manley is the only female. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Lydia Decoup. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Lydia. There's no doubt that these hard workers belong in the Hall of Fame. Loyola's track and field team impressed this past weekend by taking home 5 event titles. We are proud to announce that our very own Jake Mazanke won the 800-meter race, whose time placed was the 8th fastest time in school history. For the second time this season, Chris Strupp won first in the 60-meter dash, coming in at just under 7 seconds. Strupp also recorded a top 10 finish in the 200-meter dash, finishing at 22.07 seconds. Nicholas Prakey is another Rambler that finished in the first place for the 600-meter run, whose time is also going down Loyola's top 10 best. The women's track team didn't dare let the boys steal Old Thunder, as they snagged a couple titles as well. Brianna Walker won the 200-meter race after finishing under 25 seconds and placed 4th in the 60-meter dash. Jade Kinney placed 5th in the 600-meter dash, and the rest of the day was full of record-breaking times that went down in Loyola's history books. These Ramblers are sure to continue to bring the thunder in their next meet at the Indian Rallies this weekend.
The Super Bowl brings in some of the largest television audiences, and it's not always the football that draws them in. Molly Brewers gets the scoop on why some of this year's advertisements are getting more attention.
Hey, Gracie. You know how our family has Daddy and Mommy?
Super Bowl 49 is this Sunday, and I think it's safe to say that some people are more excited about the ads than the actual game.
A good ad has to break through the clutter, but it also has to deliver a focused message to a very relevant target audience.
One concern that viewers have expressed is that the sexist focus on women needs to be reduced. This is why ads such as the risky Carl's Jr. one will only be shown on the West Coast.
I know a lot of people always try to attract Super Bowl, ads in general with women and something sexy or something like that.
The Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. Eat like you mean.
Not necessarily that women are portrayed as someone who would be intelligent. They're portrayed more as sex symbols.
It, I think, is a very dangerous downward slope that we keep exploiting women and putting them in a bad light.
And it creates just a surreal reality of what women really are.
For Rambler Sports Locker, this has been Molly Brewer.
With offensive ads being pulled from the game, fans can now focus on the important things in life. The Budweiser commercial, those gorgeous horses.
Have you never seen a horse before? Now, for some, the game is more important, and people always love to predict the winner. Let's go to the weekly ramble to see who our own experts think will come out on top.
Hey y'all, and welcome to this week's Weekly Ramble. I'm your host, Milap Mehta, and I am joined by a very, very special guest host today, the star quarterback of the Denver Broncos, Mr. Peyton Manning. Peyton, how's it going? How are the kids doing? Well, Marshall and Mosley are doing all right. You know, it's been a tough time for them with us being out, but I'm really excited to be on the show. Great job, guys. Thanks, Peyton. It's great to have you. Our contestants are our defending champion, Christina Carbonera, and our challenger for the first time on the Ramble, Mr. Gabe Perez. So let's get started with the question. The Super Bowl is coming this weekend. So who is your Super Bowl pick to win? Christina.
Okay, well, my pick is the New England Patriots. So I can start off by Tom Brady. This guy can be considered a Super Bowl pro. He has won 3 Super Bowls with the Patriots, and he's been in a total of 5, all under the head coach of Bill Belichick. The Pats they have other great players as well. They have their tight end Rob Gronkowski, they have cornerback Darrelle Revis, wide receiver Julian Edelman, and running back LeGarrette Blount. So pretty much they have a stacked team, and I believe that Brady will actually, hopefully, be able to lead them to the win. Also, their defense has been great this season. So I think they have a really good chance against the Seahawks and will hopefully bring home the prize.
Yeah. Peyton says that they kind of suck. So we're. I mean, he's not biased at all. He's a very, very objective person. All right, Gabe, what do you got for us?
Well, you bring up some good points, but the Seahawks adapt well. We saw that in the last game against the Packers. They know that the Patriots shift their wide receivers, making them eligible or ineligible. They're aware of Rob Gronkowski, and they have Bruce Irving as a defender on the defense line. They can switch him up. They can adapt him in order to defend against the Patriots. We have Marshawn Lynch, as I like to call him, the Skittles man. And he's really good. He can run the ball. If we can get him to get 3 to 4 yards each play, we can slow but steady take him into the end zone, and that will crush the Patriots. So I really think it's going to be up to the Patriots passing play versus the Seattle Seahawks running game.
Well, I mean, that was really awesome retort by Gabe, although I am a greater fan of M&M's over Skittles. They kind of make the top of my mouth feel funny. Yeah, but anyways, so Christina, you listed a lot of the players that the Patriots have, which is great. However, the Seahawks have people at pretty much every position you listed and are a more balanced team. So how do we, as New England pretty much, counter Seattle's great offense and defense?
Okay, well, Tom Brady, going back to Tom Brady and him being such a great quarterback, he's a more explosive quarterback than Russell Wilson. His offensive weapons and tight ends and wide receivers, they're so much stronger than Seattle's. So when it comes to quarterbacks, Brady will do a much better job than Wilson will throughout the game.
All right, awesome. And you did mention beast mode, Skittles man, Marshawn Lynch, phenomenal running back. He really is. But what about the other dimension to that offense, the passing game? Russell Wilson really struggled. How is he going to do it?
He did struggle, but we saw, I think, from the last Packers game, we really saw some resolve. He was able to make some decision-making plays and really decided to, carry the ball himself and make a running pass. He decided again with the field goal fake, they took him out and then put in the field goal kicker, and we did a trick play there for a conversion to let him to first point in the Packers game. So I think it's not really the aspect of just him, but the whole team, and they can pull together to really come up and beat the Patriots.
All right, wow, you two have been doing really well right now. It's pretty dead heat right now. So I'm going to give you a chance to rebut each other's arguments. So Christina, let's start with you.
Okay, so everyone knows that Marshawn Lynch is a phenomenal player, and his last Super Bowl appearance, he was injured severely. His ankle was really hurting him. But so the Patriots are expecting him to be, full speed. He's going to be on his A game. Now, they're really going to be watching this guy. So say their defense, they just have a hold of him the whole time. What are they going to do?
Well, I think, like I've been explaining the whole time, that the Seahawks really adapt well. And just like they did against the Packers, and I know I keep going back to that, but we can all see that was a great comeback. Just like they did against the Packers, they can adapt their play, they can adapt their methods of going against the defense, and they go ahead and improve themselves against the Patriots. And I think that is what the Super Bowl is really all about. You know what everybody's strength is about, and being able to adapt and going against the other player and being able to win. I think the Seahawks can do that.
Oh, man, this was a really awesome job done by both sides. Now, I'm having some trouble picking a winner right here, so I'm just going to let Peyton do it because I honestly can't. Well, you two, those are some awesome points all around. You all did a phenomenal job, but I think I'm going to give this one to Gabe right here. I thought, talking about Seahawks adaptability, I know what Russell Wilson can do. That guy's a phenomenal quarterback. He's got a bright future, so I'm picking him. All right, well, you heard it from Peyton. Gabe is moving on. Now back to y'all at the desk.
Wow, I can't believe Peyton Manning was actually here.
Yeah, I know. I used to think that Milap was the coolest person to sit at the desk, but I guess things change.
I guess so. The Super Bowl always brings us surprises, but nothing like what Pepsi has brought to us. The video shows how a man who goes by the name of Kickalicious can score a field goal anytime, anywhere, and any place. Literally. He's in the mountains in this clip.
Why do they call him Kickalicious?
Let's roll the clip and you'll see.
Yeah, when I play with the boys on the weekends, I like to get fancy with my kicks too.
Are you referring to the American football? Because your type of football doesn't count.
The only difference is that I kick the ball so that my team doesn't lose it.
Oh, how very considerate of you. I'll have to come to one of your games and check it out for myself. When's your next one?
Yeah. So yeah, that's it we have for today. That we're actually out of time for tonight's show. I'm Alfredo Rodriguez.
Okay, and I'm Israel Halawani. Thanks for stopping by, and don't forget to turn out the lights.